So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I am Patrick.
And I am Dennis. And we're Knight Rider.
And we're asking some questions to say about their new single, Collar. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Pretty good. I mean, it's been, interesting, like starting a brand new project after doing the same thing for like 15 years or, well, most of 15 years. But yeah, it's exciting.
Oh, yeah. Well, the song rips.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. I will take all the credit for the ripping.
You can have all the credit,
man. So is there any meaning behind the single title or cover art?
Well, as far as the title went, when I was first writing the demo of this song, I must have been watching something on TV that had some sort of shock collar or some sort of collar in it. Somebody must have been wearing a collar. Probably not anything weird, but
sure.
I hope.
But I think that just ended up being the working title and the demo title that I had on my computer. And when I brought it to our friend Ricky Armelino, who helped produce the track, to kind of get it more solidified, the file stayed the same name. And then as it went down the line and got into Dennis and Danny's hands, the name stayed the same. And even through writing all the lyrics between Dennis and I, when he came up with the kind of the bridge portion where he actually says the word collar, to kind of make this made up name almost make sense, and it worked really well. So I think that it was almost just like by chance that we were able to connect the working title with what the real title was gonna be.
I love that.
That's amazing.
And any meaning behind the cover
art? Dennis?
Yeah, so the cover art is just based on the music video for a couple of reasons. One, we very much intend for this song to be a part of a collection, whether that's an EP or an album. So the cover art will be replaced eventually on streaming platforms. So they're like, why not just put a cool still up from the music video? And it helps set the tone, like what we're doing. This is our debut single. And, we want to differentiate ourselves from Affiance with this whole like synth wavy, early 80s vibe. And the colors were great, and it's a cool still.
Sure.
Hell yeah. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for this track?
Yeah, so this started off as in 2020 when we kind of as Affiance made the decision to continue to write, because we thought it was pretty much kind of a waste of a really good relationship that the four of us had, that just because we weren't actively touring or actively putting out music, that especially in 2020 it was really beneficial for us to keep writing together and to keep the creativity flowing, and it really helped the four of us stay connected, which was really important, especially in that time. So this was one of many, many, many demos that I had put together, just learning how to use Logic and learning how to create guitar sounds and stuff like that, because being the drummer, I was never really too involved in the guitar aspect of our songs. And learning more about the technology that I had, I was starting to just write demos every day. And this became one of my favorite ones that I think the group also agreed that was one of my better demos. And when I had brought this to, like I said, Ricky, who also plays with me in Ice Nine Kills, to produce this track, started to come together really, really well. So we basically got to a point in 2020 where all of us were able to start writing full songs by ourselves, because we were so used to writing songs as a band in a room. We would lock ourselves in practice spaces, when Affiance was writing, and we'd hash everything out together in a room. And because of the distance and because of the pandemic, we were all able to start writing complete songs by ourselves. Which kind of gave it a new dynamic, because we weren't in a room together. So it was more of an idea sharing scenario. And this was one of the first ones that really came together using, I think, that technique.
Wow.
So I guess you guys adjusted pretty well to the whole like pandemic writing.
Yeah, I think we did. And as much as I miss, those days when we would be in a room together and, to have stuff be too loud to even understand if we were writing a good song or not. The pros and cons of being able to be in different rooms and writing stuff in our headphones than in a room and writing stuff together. There's definitely pros and cons there. And I think that we're figuring out that with this new style that we're doing, the advantage is going to, more controlled writing process rather than kind of like this free for all.
Makes sense.
For sure.
There's a lot less arguing, that's for sure.
That's good.
We were known to be arguers.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So I want you two to tell us your favorite lyric or moment off this track and what it means to you.
You go first, Patrick.
Okay. I think I have. I think that my funny answer is that there's a swell that goes into the second chorus. That was another kind of joke that it's just my voice making the noise. It's just me doing the swell with my voice, and Ricky turned it into this really cool effect that leads you into the chorus. So like that's just funny to me that stayed in the track.
Yeah.
And it's just me into it. But as far as like lyrically and musically, I'm really impressed with the whole song musically. I don't really know if I have a favorite part, but lyrically, I think the chorus lyrics, the way that Ricky and I had originally came up with the concept, and then the way that Dennis took our original concept and kind of related it more towards his personal area that he is in his head, because I was originally writing this song about time travel, and Dennis took that and kind of related it back to what he was going through and what a lot of us were feeling throughout our career. So I think that the chorus lyrics are definitely the most meaningful to me, being the person who kind of created the concept and then hearing what Dennis did to it to change the meaning.
Oh yeah. Dennis?
So as for me, it's actually the bridge. I mean, the song as a whole, I love. It's my favorite song that the four of us have ever released as of now. And the bridge, can't even think of the lyrics when I need to think of them. Like a rope around my neck, this collar I wear, held captive by the memories, but was I ever even there? Is really important to me, because it's all about like how anxiety and like if you're always living in the future or you're always living in the past, you're not present, and it'll kill you. It's not going to kill you literally in that moment, but it'll kill you over decades.
Absolutely.
Stress, anxiety, depression, just not being present destroys your life. And, at one point for most of our history, I was like the business-minded guy in Affiance, and I was just so overwhelmed and consumed by like, what's next? What's the next big tour? How are we going to grow? How are we going to get to that level where we can pay our bills and really feel like we made it? Instead of appreciating the fact that I was, doing shots with Jesse Leach of Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't present because I was so concerned about the future. And, was I ever even there? And I think that's really relatable to people in all kinds of different ways. Like, and it's not just about Affiance or music. It's about everything. Like the lives we live are way too hyper-stimulated. Everything is go, 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 high expectations, multitask. Everybody has ADHD and anxiety now. And it's like, I don't know, maybe we need to reevaluate what's important to us and how to exist. And
so I was a big fan of the way that my original concept and my lyrics were all about time and traveling through time, whether it's supernaturally or whatever, and then you took that concept and really made it like about our time that we
Yeah.
have been spending together, that we have spent together, because my metaphors and my little things, you were really able to hold on to those and kind of keep the meaning the same, but make it less sci-fi and more relatable to life.
Yeah, no, what you started with was so inspiring. Like, it spoke to me, and it's like, you know, I know that there was inspiration in there, like besides just like your sci-fi like storytelling you were doing. Like I related to it. It resonated with me, and I could tell like you were talking about things that affected both of us. And yeah, I mean, it's a powerful song. It's important to me, and I know it's important to you. So
Yeah,
and
agreed.
musically, I mean, the song's really good, but I love the intro. That's the best intro we've ever written. It sounds like Stranger Things, and I love
That's
it.
cool.
And
Changing the guitar into synth was definitely the way to go for that. I mean, then that's how most of our stuff is becoming, is like, instead of writing a really awesome, you know, guitar riff that's going to sound, you know, sick amplified and distorted, like, let's take the same notes, let's take the same sequence and make it a synth part, which is going to set us apart and make us, you know, what Knight Rider, you know, taking any Affiance lead or any Affiance lick and putting it on a synthesizer is going to make it into a Knight Rider song almost.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So you mentioned like the writing process for the song, you know, was you guys are split up, and that's kind of how you're doing it now. Band name change. Is the plan to kind of take a more backseat approach and just kind of let it happen, instead of being so like, we gotta like crush it, man, like everything has got to be like 10 steps ahead of each other, and like actually live in the present, like if something happens, it kind of happens?
I mean, I think that's, I think that we are coming into this new project with a much different mindset than we had, especially, you know, towards the end of Affiance, where we were kind of all really discouraged about, you know, where our careers were going at that point. And, you know, like Dennis said before, we were so worried about the future and so worried about how the decisions that we had made in the past were now affecting us in the present, that, you know, coming into this project and having the time, having 2020 and 2021 to really, you know, hash out new ideas and really see where a new sound could be taking us, and you know, making the decision to change the name, making the decision to rebrand. You know, we are kind of taking it, I think, at a slower pace. And as much as we want the world to hear all of this awesome new music that we're writing, because there is a lot of awesome new music that we're writing, I think that we've made the mistake of rushing before, and we've made the mistake of, you know, maybe making decisions too quickly, which will lead to, you know, a mistake overall. That I think that we are kind of cruising with this a little bit, and seeing where the first single lands, and seeing, you know, what our next move is, or what our next moves are, and being able to put everything in front of you and have perspective on stuff to make that decision.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think the band is doing too bad so far, considering you guys are just seeing what happens, you know?
Yeah.
So this question should be super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you guys to describe the single for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less. Both of you have to do it. I'm sorry, Pat.
I the single.
Bro looks like he's in agony right now.
3 words.
Yeah.
Is synthwave one word?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would say thought-provoking is 1 word.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a hyphen.
Yeah.
I'd say heavy. I'd say thought-provoking, heavy, and man, I don't want to take synthwave because I know Dennis is going to say it.
Yeah.
But you got me thinking about other things now. You went a different route than I thought. Now I'm like, oh, I want to go that route too.
Okay, wait, I got it. Thought-provoking, heavy, and cinematic.
That's good.
Ooh.
Is how I would describe this stuff.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Dennis?
Okay. I was gonna say synthwave gent rock.
Just as this, just as the style.
So I want to talk about content, not just sound.
Sound.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say gentwave.
There's a hyphen.
Oh no, that's a new genre. Compliments of us. So gentwave, night drive.
New band name.
Right?
Drive.
Yeah, I almost have to do it in a sentence, and I'm going to, and I'm sorry.
Oh.
The whole concept of Knight Rider is the difficult conversations you have with yourself and existential thoughts that you have alone at night in the car while you're driving. Because some of the most difficult times in our lives, we need to just get in the car, we need to go. We feel like you need to run, you need to drive, take a long drive. Some of the most meaningful things I've worked out without a therapist has been in the car at night driving. And that's what Knight Rider's about.
So that's only like a few more than 3 words. So
Just like a handful.
Dennis,
You
if
can
we
go
ever
ahead.
interview you again, we're changing the question to explain the single in 3 paragraphs, no more, no less.
I will say I felt like that was maybe a short paragraph, but I can see.
if you can
I'm a
explain
wordy person. I
one
talk
run-on
too much.
sentence.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis, you kind of stole my next question, but I'm still going to ask it. Is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this track to invoke in your listeners?
Yes. I want it to be contemplative and intentional. Like I want to inspire mindfulness and intentionality, because in Affiance, I took a very macro approach, like fight the power, rise up. You can do it. The world is corrupt. We will be warriors and save the world from nuclear destruction. Like,
That's what I say to everybody. I'm like, the difference between Knight Rider and Affiance is that Knight Rider is not fighting the fucking dragon all the time and like complaining about the government. We're finally able to be a little more emotional and personal in our songs, which is really nice.
well, we're
Yeah.
fighting the dragon, but the dragon is self.
Ooh.
So, and
Damn.
the whole, like, something throughout most of my adult life that's always stood out to me was you can't save the world if you can't save yourself. And that's actually a theme in our first single as Affiance, which is called The Warrior. And, you know, now I just want to focus on putting the mirror in front of ourselves and going, where am I going wrong? How am I contributing to the things that I hate or don't believe in, especially with how divided the world is? Like, you know, we need a wake-up call, and the wake-up call is ourselves. You know, who am I? What's my role? How can I do better? You know, where am I exactly what I hate? And I'm too afraid to admit it. And that's, you know, those are things that I think about when I drive at night. I drive a lot. I have 101,000 miles on my car.
You haven't had that car for that long.
I bought it on Halloween 2019 with
Oh my God.
19,000 miles.
Where are you going?
I drive around.
Just driving around Cleveland. That's all he's doing.
Almost.
This guy doesn't
Gas
fly
prices?
anywhere, he just drives everywhere.
He's not joking. 80% of the lyrics I've written so far have been while driving at night in my car around Northeast Ohio. Sometimes I
safe?
leave the county.
Yeah, well, he's got his full typewriter on his back. Like an old school one too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You gotta hit it.
Yeah, you gotta hit
No,
it to
I
go
make
back.
voice notes.
Okay. Good.
And I do type. I text while I type while I drive.
I hope there's no
like
cops
2
watching
in the
this.
mornings in like a not great neighborhood. Like nobody's around. It's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm a weirdo. But like when we were trying to come up for names with names for this project, like one day it just clicked. I took an edible and I was just like, holy shit, it's got to be Knight Rider. It hits all the points. Like it explains the like sound. It means something to me. I think it'll resonate with other people if they get what it means and don't relate it to David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, but relating it to Hasselhoff helps with the
sound
of and the sound of it.
Yeah, the image. Yeah.
Wave.
I don't know. It's cool. We're gonna be the biggest band in the world.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, but we're taking a back seat on this one.
Yeah, no, but we're gonna take
Yeah.
it slow.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're just gonna let it happen organically.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No promotion at all. We're just gonna put the songs out and see what happens. You know.
Yeah.
So, what band or artist influence do you think you hear the most on this single, if any?
Well, I guess for me, from writing this song from the original demo standpoint, I think probably the newest Kingdom of Giants record that came out that year, Passenger, was definitely a big influence on what I was writing at the time, because they were kind of, they were kind of doing this kind of synthy gent thing, but their synth tones weren't as like really 80s throwback as what we're, kind of doing now, but they still kind of had this, kind of the same vibe to it. So I was listening to them a lot and trying to kind of see how they structured their songs and why, like what made me love that record a lot. I was trying to figure out why I loved that record so much. So in the music writing portion of it, I think that I would give that up to our buddies in Kingdom of Giants.
Nice.
For me,
yeah,
it was Stranger Things soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've been listening to a lot of synthwave and darkwave, and just like really trying to sing more quieter and lower register and softer, and really using more dynamic in my voice. I mean, that Kingdom of Giants record is great, but I think I was a little bit more influenced vocally by like Dayseeker or Spirit Box. And it's really nice and refreshing to be inspired by peers, because, we come from a world where like I was one of 4 just clean vocalists in metalcore, and now it's like a lot more common to see people like really kill it on clean vocals to heavier music. So I've been pulling a lot of influences all over the place, but at the same time, when I'm in the studio or practicing or just trying ideas out, I realize like I have my own sound, and I just feel like it's maturing, and it's getting to a place I've always wanted it to get at, because I'm not trying to compete with a lead guitar or trying to be metal or trying to be, tough guy at all. Like now it's just, I want to write the best song possible. I want it to feel genuine. I want people to connect to it, and I want people to feel the passion in my voice.
Those are the comments that I've heard the most from people, especially, regarding your voice, is that it's so nice to hear Dennis sing in his lower register. He sounds more comfortable. He sounds more mature in the way that he's singing. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, he's not singing over like shreddy guitar riffs. We're tuned lower so that your default setting can start lower, and then when you want to hit those high notes that everybody knows you can hit, it actually hits harder, because it seems like the jump is even greater. And a lot of people have just been saying, this sounds like the more mature Affiance, and it's almost because we took stuff out. We simplified things, we tuned stuff lower, and we weren't fighting the fucking dragon anymore.
You guys were the dragon this time.
I think, are we the dragon?
We're getting there. When you're the biggest band in the world, but taking it very slow, you guys will be the dragon.
We'll be the dragon.
So does that mean we're like, is that U2? Who's the biggest band in the world?
I mean, U2 put their fucking album on everybody's phone. I think that only U2 could do that. Yeah, I saw that.
I saw they apologized for that. Yeah,
that's legit. I respect that.
Like 6 years after they did it, though.
Yeah, right.
It was like yesterday.
I'm all for reconciliation. We're all human. We all make mistakes. U2 can fuck up. They fucked up.
It's okay.
They made it right.
Right.
Bono,
At least they
if you're
apologize.
listening, you can come on the podcast. Let's
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that record you put on everyone's phone.
So as you guys have mentioned, you're taking the back seat on this one. You're taking it a bit slower, but you also mentioned that this single may eventually like kind of lead up to something bigger. Do you guys have any other songs that you're working on right now? Or is there an EP in the future, album in the future? Kind of what are the plans? What should fans look forward to, if anything?
Yes. So all of the above.
Okay.
I think what Patrick means by taking it slow is that we are open to how this is going to play out.
Mhm.
We're taking it seriously. We're being intelligent and calculated with our moves, but we're not premeditating all of them. Like,
Gotcha.
you know, I'm the spreadsheet business guy, you know, and I have a plan F, you know, and all that really matters is that we get a collection of songs ready. Right now we have like 7 that are completed, 100% completed.
Oh shit.
Well, one of them's Colin, so 6. And we have like 6 more that are like between 50 and 75% done. And, you know, we don't know if we're just going to release a single every 6 to 8 weeks. We don't know if we're going to do an EP with a couple singles. We don't know if we're going to do a full length with like a traditional, you know, rollout, because it's all going to be based on what kind of support we have. You know, if we could get a record deal, then we'll have the resources in place to like properly do a more traditional type thing. But if we've got to like let this organically build on its own, we're going to have to be more patient and just like slowly get the word out. I mean, you guys know how social media works. I mean, the vast majority of people who follow us on Facebook have no idea that Affiance changed its name. Like they don't know what's going on. And probably half the people on Instagram, unless I want to dump $2,000 into ads.
Oof.
And even then, the people that follow you won't know. Just
Yeah.
random people will.
It'll just be random people.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. God, I hate those analytics. But yeah, so we just kind of have to be patient and let like do some interviews. You know, maybe we'll get lucky, get a little bit of press, maybe get some playlisting. Please, Spotify, playlist us, and just be patient, let it play out. And I think there's a lot of freedom in not knowing exactly what we're doing. And I'm glad that we have like plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D.
Yeah,
plan
I was gonna say
F.
it's nice to have all of the plans that, you know, at any point in time we could say, okay, let's roll out plan C. This sounds like the good option because we have all of these other things have come together, and now that makes for a good plan C. And it's nice to have, and the patience is definitely the one thing that is that we're learning. We're learning a lot more patience than I think we had before. And, you know, I think that we learned that it's not, you know, we used to say chart high or die. Like, we used to be life or death with this stuff. We thought that if we put out or made the wrong move, that it was the end of the fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's easier now to just, make it more relaxed and take it slow, but still know that we have everything, you know, planned out, and everything is going to be, you know, precise. And we're just waiting for, you know, all of our stars to really align to make it the best that it can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and another factor is like we're all pretty busy. You know, you can see that Patrick's on a bus of some sort right now.
I'm in the front lounge of our double-decker tour bus that just looks right out the window to a truck.
Nice.
Oh, great view.
Quite the view.
Well, wherever you are, it must be west because it's still light outside.
We are in Lubbock, Texas right now.
Nice.
And Atreyu is playing as we speak.
Aren't you guys on like first tonight too? So I heard.
We are, yeah. I start my wardrobe. I have to get into a tuxedo in about a half hour. So.
Jesus.
Oh,
Okay.
that should
So we
be
got a
fun.
half hour. We'll be done well before then.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
And Dominic's a mailman. Brett's a physical therapy assistant, and I'm literally sitting in my bar.
That's a cactus.
Pins and needles. I'm also wearing this shirt. Free promo. What's up?
Let's go.
The Wi-Fi in my apartment is not very good, so I just decided to do it here, and it's slow right now. So
it's a nice little ambiance, honestly.
So we've got a lot going on. Not to say that Knight Rider is not super important, because I'll be honest. To me, it's the most important thing. When Affiance broke up and we weren't making music, I was not okay, and I'm not okay without music in my life, and I'm still not like complete because I haven't performed in over 5 years.
Damn.
And I just, there's a lot of important people in my life that have come along since we broke up, and I'm just like, man, you don't even know all of me yet. I need you to know all of me. I need you to see this side of me, because it's so important. And but it's patience and persistence and not hyperbolic statements like chart high or die.
Yeah, right.
We're older. We're not kids.
No.
Fair enough. So
I'm
you got
58. 58 years old.
Man,
I'm not
getting out
58.
there.
That's insane.
No.
I have really great skin for 50.
Yeah, I'm like, you look amazing.
Yeah, man, you're killing it.
So you guys recently covered Running Up That Hill. Is there plans to do more covers in the future, or was that just kind of a one-off thing?
That's a one-off thing.
Damn it.
You guys just wanted to be like every other band at that time?
Yeah, but do it better.
Nice.
Right, you did.
If you go to Affiance's Spotify, 4 of the 5 songs are covers that populate the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't want to do that again.
I mean, not to say that the Affiance covers weren't awesome, because Affiance wrote, I think, like 5 and released 5 really awesome metalcore covers that are still some of my favorite things that Affiance ever did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, looking at Affiance's Spotify and seeing one single and then the rest of the highest, the pushed songs be covers was kind of, that's a little, it's kind of disappointing, because you want people to be stoked on your actual real songs and not the cover songs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think Knight Rider will probably do. If we do covers, let's just release it as Affiance and just keep
That can be the cover
build
band.
up a catalog of Affiance covers and just turn Affiance into a cover band.
There's so many songs that like I want to do in like this Knight Rider way, but like I I don't know.
We're
like
not.
Bizarre Love Triangle would be insane.
Yeah,
It would go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
don't think about it too much, Dennis, because then
Plan G will come into place.
Yeah.
let's just write amazing originals and never stop writing amazing originals.
Fuck
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
The
for this,
occasional cover.
okay, every now and then sprinkled in. I could live with that. So for this question, I want you guys to picture you're on tour. Patrick, you won't have to, but you're going into a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
I am getting a XXX vitamin water.
Okay.
And probably like the biggest bag of pretzels that I could find.
Okay.
Or sunflower seeds.
Oh, okay. For pretzels, are we talking like the sticks? Are we talking like
I'm talking like the nuggets.
Oh.
Like nugget pretzels.
Yeah.
Snyder's little nuggets.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know what it is. That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it would be those watermelon water Gatorades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be one of those. And
this is tough for Dennis, because Dennis Dennis could look at a convenience store's selection and not be able to make a decision for 5 to 10 minutes because because he enjoys so much, and he loves like food and snacks so much that it would take him a while to figure out what snack he was going to leave.
No, you're right. But now that I'm 58 and I have as much as I'd love to have the corn dog, I would probably go with if it's one of those places that makes fresh food, I would do a breakfast burrito. But if not, I'll just go with a nice French onion sun chip.
Ooh.
Okay.
Those are delicious.
Okay.
That sounds
Cool.
good.
The corn dog comment did scare me, but I'm gonna just assume that was a joke. You don't actually get the hot dogs from the gas station, right?
Bro, if you have seen in our 10 years of touring, the stuff that Dennis used to put in his body.
No.
Dennis,
no. I mean, it's 100% why I have GERD now. I mean, it's, but no, like I love a legitimate hand-dipped corn dog from the fair.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm not craving gas station corn dogs. I'm not craving any. To be honest with you, I'm not craving any of that food. It's just highly processed garbage that's going to make me feel like crap. Because I'm 78 years old now. So.
Yeah.
You
just
you
aged 20 years. Jesus, you still look great.
Exactly.
COVID, dude. COVID happened and everybody just dead. Everything's dead.
Right.
I was young.
We're the only 4 people left.
2019, young and relevant. Now I'm just well, the kid I don't have just turned 30, and I don't know what these whippersnappers are saying now, but they're saying things like, "Oh, that's mid." What's that mean? Oh, that means average? Shut the fuck up. This is stupid. Oh, you're cool because I can't understand you. That's where we're at. And that's how I know I'm old.
That's good. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Wait, do you want to see if we could say it at the same time, Dennis? Because
if we were a dish,
yeah. If the 4 of us, whether it's Affiance or Knight Rider, because the 4 of us never really, we didn't really change that much. We just changed our style of music. But if the 4 of us were a dish.
Oh man, I feel terrible because I feel like I should know this.
Oh man, I would say Paprikash.
Oh my god, yes. Paprikash.
What is paprikash? I've never heard. Shane, have you heard of paprikash?
It is a Hungarian dish that is very popular in Cleveland because Cleveland is the biggest Hungarian population outside of Budapest. And we all used to eat it all the time. It was
the TikTok diner, right?
Yeah, TikTok
Tavern.
And many other places. I mean,
yeah,
Paprikash was great. And we loved it so much. And when we toured in Europe and we got stranded in Hungary, we kept asking for Paprikash. And they're like, no. That's grandma makes. And we're like, what? And then eventually someone explained it to us, chicken paprikash is a special thing. It'd be like going to a restaurant and expecting stuffing and turkey and cranberry and or green bean casserole. You can't get green bean casserole at a restaurant here. So the goulash was really big over there. That was their street food. But yeah,
paprikash I think was one of the first meals that we had together, probably as a group, which is why that sticks out in my head so much. Is that when I think of what our family meal would be, our family meal was always paprikash. So
yeah. And I'm sure we could figure out how to make it vegan for you.
Oh yeah, we can make that vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, she said.
I don't know why I said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that."
It's cute.
Oh, vegan paprikash. So cute. So for these last couple of questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we've been talking about food, so.
I mean, yeah, but I hope you're ready for more of that. We're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Last meal.
Before you answer that, Pat, you're the first one that's called us out that the transition really doesn't line up.
It doesn't
we added
make sense.
more questions and then never changed it. So, shh.
All right, we're gonna stop talking about music and talk about food, sir. We've been talking about food for 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Shh.
now
Answer
we're
the
really,
question.
but the
Answer the
food was
goddamn
related to your band, so really we were still
True.
talking about
Now
music.
It's
Now we're
still
talking about
loosely
you.
connected. Yeah.
You got personal here. Man, I think my drink of choice would be I would have oh boy, because I know I would want a cocktail before I got it.
I knew it.
I gotta have like a Negroni.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a Negroni, and I think that if I was gonna die, then I could put my veganism aside and have my last meal be probably my grandmother's Sicilian homemade pizza
No.
with a side of, I think I would do like a side of mashed potatoes and green beans and then a Negroni on the side, and then you can plug me into the chair and I'll go.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, you're getting electrocuted?
I'm assuming.
Jesus.
Well, we
I
can
thought
inject
you
you,
got that
shoot you, or
firing
electrocute
squad,
you.
Patrick.
Mhm.
I
Aim.
We also
Yeah.
offer the guillotine.
oh yeah, we forgot that we get to pick the way we die in this, huh? Okay. I'm still gonna go electric chair.
Electric
Oh my
choice.
God.
Like
You're a wild
one of the
man.
most brutal of all of them.
Well, since I'm 98 years old,
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go with pierogies,
Mm.
chicken paprikash, a nice like spicy Hungarian sausage, red cabbage with bacon and onion. Real ethnic food here. Can you tell I'm Slavic?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is just a meal that you've had at Sokolowski's before.
Rest in peace. Yeah. Well, the reason why that food's delicious, but I love all food. Like I love Indian food, I love Arabic food, I love Thai, I love Mexican food, but none of them bring me comfort the way that those foods do, because those foods remind me of my childhood and like grandparents and stuff, and butter and onions, you can't go wrong. So I would do that, and then I'm trying to time this out properly, so because I just think it'd be epic.
Are you receiving a cocktail as we speak?
My brother's making me a Negroni right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, maybe he's not. Maybe he didn't check his phone.
But we're assuming that that's what your choice was going to be.
A Negroni. I was going to say that, and he said it, and it was great. And
it's just the best cocktail.
He really should check his phone more while at work.
Absolutely. I think everybody should always be on their phone at work.
Yeah, you really love to see your employees on their phone at work. It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Oh, wow. These are good.
Thank you.
You're good. I like it. Thanks. Oh, you're going to have to go first, Patrick, because I have no idea.
Of course, my mind immediately went to
Handmaid's Tale.
Wow.
I would love to be a female in the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, you did hear this. Thank you.
What my first thought actually was, oh, there's the Negroni.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Was that I would want to live in the world of The Walking Dead.
That's
so you could die in like 3 days?
No, it's because I would want to survive. I would
You need a challenge.
Yeah, I would be up to the challenge, and that's always been like my favorite. You know, I play in a horror movie band now, and whenever I get asked like what my favorite movie is or what my favorite genre is, it's always been zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So given my love for the fictional world that encompasses zombies, I would say that's the fake world that I would like to live in.
He watches Spencer murder people every night. Yeah, I'm sure he can murder some zombies.
I'm conditioned.
Exactly. Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I mean, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's good.
I either want to be, Hopper or something,
Punching your way out of every situation that you could possibly be in, no matter how big or small.
Simpler times. No smartphones. Since I'm 118 years old, I can't keep up.
Yeah. Those damn iPhones, the buttons are too small. There's no buttons now, actually.
I wish that we just had, somehow to just like do like a walkie-talkie with this thing.
Yeah. I prefer the cans that are connected by a string.
By string?
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Into it.
So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
I'm a big fan of a nice deep purple, and not the band.
Oh.
Although Smoke on the Water does go hard.
Although Smoke on the Water does go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've always been a fan of purple.
Nice.
That's good.
And you're right. This is the most important question of this whole interview.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Dennis, don't fumble this one.
I love green in general, but if I'm going to be specific,
yeah, give me the real. What would they call it? The Pantone.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Give me the Pantone of what green you're actually thinking about.
188H. No, I really like avocado and like olive greens, like retro green.
Inside of the avocado green.
I don't know. It's what they called that 70s green, like your grandma's 70s couch.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like those kind of like warm greens. And I like teal a lot, but like deep teal, not
the band.
Not Lisa Frank teal. You know what I'm talking about? The Trapper Keepers, not like that. Like rich, deep teal, accent wall, glazed brick. In another life, I was a gay interior designer named Philip. I don't know. No.
That checks out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So as I said, that's all the questions, or sorry, as Glory said, that's all the questions you have to say. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Well, the band that we are in is called Night Rider. We have a new single called Collar that is on all of your streaming services, as well as a music video that was directed and edited and made by Josiah Moore, who worked with Defiance a few different times, but kind of gave him a new project to work on with us. So that music video is available on YouTube as well. I don't know, anything else, Dennis?
I'd like to promote my band Ice Nine Kills.
Nice. Go rip that gig tonight.
Yeah.
Like spooky core kind of.
Yeah. Theatricore, if you will.
What'd you say?
Theatricore.
Theatrical. You have to include horror or spook in there. You can't leave that out. This isn't Jesus Christ Superstar.
But
or like Cats.
Oh God.
But anyways, yeah, Night Rider.
I believe that Night Rider on Instagram is Night Rider the band, and Night Rider on Twitter is Night_Rider band. And I believe the Facebook is just Night Rider.
It's Night Rider. Everything's Night Rider the band except for Twitter.
Night Rider. _Rider band.
Because Elon Musk is a jerk.
Yeah, and also, as far as bands go, Twitter is definitely the least important of all, I think, social media output for a band. So at least we got Night Rider the band on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So
yeah, and we're on TikTok, but no one cares because I'm 138 years old.
And you just can't use TikTok. You can't seem to figure it out. That's okay.
No, his fingers just won't.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I use this app? Well, thank you for now. This guy's been Patrick and Dennis from Night Rider, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.